the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises. Or maybe
2025 Renault 5 E-Tech, Price, Range, and Specs. Renault has finally revealed its all-new Renault 5 E-Tech EV, a retro-styled all-electric super mini designed to be nothing less than Renault's Fiat 500 moment. That's to say, inside and out, this is a car designed from day one to be a sales darling and an icon. Small, light, and affordable aren't normally words associated with EVs, however, so the new Renault 5's talents need to be more than skin deep. Let's get into it. 2025 Renault 5 design. It is, however, the design that's been roping people in these last 3 years, since the spectacular concept previewed what was to come back in 2021. Thankfully, in the transition from prototype to reality, the Renault 5 lost very little, if any, of the original study's charm. It's still got that inimitable Renault 5 silhouette, those R5 turbo-inspired blistered arches and lower day running lights and the perfectly retro-modernist rears. The new lighting signature can deliver, in Renault's words, cheeky welcome and goodbye sequences. Perfect for frequenting Nando's then. New for the production car too is a reinvention of the old bonnet vent, which is now a light-up charge indicator. The front lights have been revised and, we think, improved, with the little lips they now have on each side of them. There are a couple of wheel choices, both 18 inches, with the original Techno design of the prototype joining the optional Chrono design. Yes, it's designed to look like a watch face, and of course, it's always 5 on the Renault 5. If you're wondering, the spectacular pop yellow and pop green hues you see in the images are no-cost options. Your time to be adventurous with your order, then. Inside the 2025 Renault 5. It's just as funky inside, too, with a nice big blocky 80s style binnacle housing both the 10-inch multimedia screen and the 10-inch driver's display. OpenR-Link is the operating system, with Google integration for all but the base spec cars. As is the trend in 2024 and beyond, the Renault 5 gets a new ChatGPT enhanced, voice-powered virtual assistant called Renault. Hey Renault allows you to schedule a charge, preconditioning helps, remember, among other commands. Apparently it can answer numerous questions, with 200 FAQs identified as priorities by Renault. Of course, here is where things could have gone wrong for the Renault 5 ergonomically, as it has for so many other cars of late, as touch controls are forced upon us. Thankfully, some physical stuff remains. So yes, absolutely crucially, climate controls are handled via a row of buttons below the new infotainment screen. There's a new Squircle-style steering wheel that has inputs for cruise control and thankfully, also gives the driver dominion over ADAS and mandated warnings. Goodbye to the infuriating 2024 speed bong at the touch of a button, then. While there are still stocks for the wipers, lights, and media, there's another curious-looking appendage on the Renault 5's steering column, what looks like a classic column shifter. This is the E-Pop shifter, with a tip designed to look like a lipstick case. Thanks to it being one of a number of swappable 3D printed trim pieces, you can customize the look of it and change it after a while too. 2025 Renault 5 Performance, Range, and Specs. Under the skin, Renault has clearly taken a very considered approach to the 5's conception, saving money by grafting bits from existing platforms onto the all-new EV stuff. The result is the Ampere small platform. Underneath, it is related to the Clio and Capture, some of the crash structure at the front, the steering rack, for instance, but it gets clever new rear suspension, multi-link over a torsion beam, to add a degree of sophistication to the Renault 5's dynamics. Renault insists the car's overall setup has been geared towards fun, stable and responsive handling, as a super mini should be. Okay, so what about the meat and potatoes of EVs? Battery capacity, range, motors, and performance. From launch, the Renault 5 will come with a 52 kWh battery delivering a range of up to 248 miles. Later on, the option of a smaller 40 kWh battery will be added, for a range of up to 186 miles. All Renault 5s will come as standard with a heat pump, which will dramatically improve efficiency in colder climates. The larger battery can be charged at up to 100 kilowatts, for a 20 to 80% charge in 30 minutes during a full tilt DC charging session. The 40 kWh is somewhat slower, being able to charge at an 80 kilowatts maximum. Both cars will however feature vehicle-to-grid/load capability, meaning they can become a part of the grid while plugged in at home or power your home comforts while out in the wilderness. There are two main power outputs UK buyers will get to choose from. These will be 120 PS, 90 kilowatts, and 150 PS, 110 kilowatts. Full performance data is to be confirmed, though Renault claims the full-fat 150 PS version will get to 62 miles per hour in under 8 seconds. To be fair, if you want more punch, the R5-based Alpine A290 electric hot hatch is also on the way. A 96 PS, 70 kilowatts, version has also been discussed by Renault, though it's not expected to be offered here. It's likely we will see that motor in the new Renault Twingo, which will share the Ampere small platform with the 5, when that arrives in 2026. The motor is a smaller development of the item found in the Megane E-Tech and has no magnets in order to save weight. That, along with the revised battery cell design, inform key weight savings over the Renault Zoe this car will effectively replace. In basic 40 kWh spec, the 5 will weigh an impressive, for an EV, 1,372 kilograms, while the 52 kWh car weighs 1,449 kilograms. For context, the latter is still lighter than the original basic Zoe, which had less than half the battery capacity. It's a small car, too, with a more compact footprint than the Clio. Not something that can be said for some retro-inspired EVs. In all, it is less than 4 meters long, with minimal overhangs, and just 1.77 meters wide. It is 6 centimeters taller than the Clio, though that's to be expected of a car with a battery in its floor that retains headroom. Sustainability is a key talking point on the new Renault 5, and indeed, in all EVs, given what are often high CO2 and environmental costs both in terms of production and end of life. The Renault 5 attacks on both fronts by keeping production and componentry extremely local. Even the batteries are produced in Renault's new Douai gigafactory from mid-2025. The motor will be built in Chuyên, where appropriately, the original 5S engines were built some 4 decades ago. There are plenty of recycled materials used in the interior, on the funky seat fabrics especially. Renault also claims the 5 will be 85% recyclable at the end of its life, too.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside, when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small, way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really understood just how the story ends.